Welcome to the July edition of Campus Connections. I'm your host, President Pedraja. And today we're excited to introduce you to our interactive media and gaming program.
So my name is Nate Mello. I am, for the long, nice title, the Coordinator of Academic Computing. So that means I get to manage all of our computer labs within the interactive media program, and I also get to teach adjunct some of our game design courses. Interactive media is anything digital that has value for entertainment, right? This could be advertising, this could be typefacing, like typography, this could be video game design, photography, videography. It's a very broad genre. So we like to say our students kind of come out as a jack of all trades.
And regarding gaming, tell me a little bit more what students learn and how that prepares them for a career.
I think everyone that comes into our program does love video games. A homework assignment that my students get each week is to play a brand new video game that they've never played before and then have a discussion post on it. You can't make a video game unless you play a lot and understand, okay, that was good, okay, that was bad, I can avoid this when I make it, or I can, really iterate on whatever worked well. So we prepare them for a job in the industry as kind of that entry level, where most design studios in the Boston area are looking for a student that's going to come in kind of at that entry level. So I would say our primary goal is to have a student kind of come out of the program understanding a little bit of every aspect of game development.
Back when I was in college, there would have been things like Asteroid, Galaga, Centipede. Now it's definitely a lot more elaborate.
The first game we actually have them play is Adventure, which was the old Atari game where you were just a cube, a little colored cube on the screen, and the idea was to go to a rival castle and steal their chalice and bring it back to your castle. So I always try to have the students start at that lower level, say, hey, this is what people used to dump 500 hours of their life into, where now you're playing, these elaborate games and say, oh, I'm bored. Yeah. It's like, all right, go back and play Adventure.
I see a lot of equipment, screens. So give us a tour of the workspace.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of what we're in right now is our brand new, this was built just about 3 years ago, interactive media studio. And we have two others as well, along with kind of this smaller little studio space where we have podcasting equipment, we have green screens, and we have motion capture suits with glove and face tracking. So we have all of that equipment available just in our small space here. It's such a privilege to be able to manage it and work with these students to really get to see their excitement. So right now we actually have something from our previous semester for our intermediate game design course. It was kind of the culmination of the first few courses going into this one where the students learn the basis of game design and then got to take that knowledge of basics like level design and lighting, character movement, and put that all together and be able to tell a very short segment of a story for a video game that they came up with. So everything that we have, that the students have for this, they're able to kind of take with them into the future because that is their original creation. We teach those basics, but we get them, hands-on. So we have a lot of student example of work from our very first course, which is our interactive media fundamentals of game development. And that culminates into their final course, which is the portfolio class, which is kind of a studio class which allows them to take knowledge from their previous semesters and kind of combine them together and work on what they want to work on. And this can include group work where the students get to work together, or it could be something where they're really passionate about working on their design and they want to continue to work on that. And I always love to help students kind of see that passion and allow them to make what they want.
Nowadays, you hear a lot about AI, how AI is being used for design and media. How's it affecting your work, what you're teaching students?
I'll be, kind of the outlier of designers that says you can use it as the tool that it is to help you progress where you need to. Unreal Engine is doing a lot in terms of allowing people to access really high-end technology for free. It's really not until you release something that's where the payment structure comes in, but at least the entry barrier is zero in terms of that. One of the biggest tools that I've been using is animation, video recording, and using AI to convert that into game design animations. So we can have a student just stand, again, cell phone, record the video, record their mouth moving, and you can take that and put that directly into an AI software, which will then take your full animation and make that into a 3D animation, which you still have to go in and clean up.
So coming soon, President Pedraja, the video game. Well, thank you so much for such an enlightening conversation, learning more about this program. That does it for our July edition of Campus Connections. Stay tuned for future editions.